Hello everyone, how are we? Hope we're having a great day and we're all doing well. The brand new map Lair is here in Rainbow Six Siege alongside Tubarão. And in this video, I'm going to go through every single bomb site as a defender and give you some tips on how you can set these bomb sites up. And as well as this, I'll give you little hints about angles you should worry about, stuff you should do as a defender to make sure attackers get less control, and just to help you understand this map. This video is going to be very crucial since this map is so new, and I guarantee you a lot of you will be struggling with it. That's fine, it's a new map. Don't give up, because that's how it happens. It's meant to be hard at first. So if you do enjoy this video, drop it a like, hit that sub button since we're so close to 100k, and let's get into this tutorial. So here we are on the very top floor bomb site. I'm bringing Tachanka just because he's quite easy to make rotates with, and I can just help explain it better and not run out of ammo. But yes, this is Master Office right here, and this next room over here is called R6 room. This is where Deimos has his plans to attack Rainbow. Now, I would just call this Master, or you can call it Master Office, but it is quite long, so call this room Master and call this room R6, just so we can get our callouts a little bit faster. So, starting off in Master Office, we have a little double wall here. As you can see, this is an exterior wall. Now, I do recommend that you reinforce this wall. This little bit by the breach is actually called Mask room, because you've got Deimos's masks on the wall. So if you want to give a little bit more of a specific call, you can call this little bit Mask room, or just Mask. You can call this Master and the other room R6. So as you see, you've got some walls here. We'll make some holes in them just to give you a little example. But this leads around to this hallway. This is mezzanine. So you've got main stairs down there. There's a little main door down there. You come up over that staircase. This is mezzanine. You can come around here, and now this room over here is operational. This is sort of a dead end room and also an entry point for the attackers, because as you can see, this is attacker territory. And you go out here to the left. Over here is an attacker spawn point. So attackers will spawn over here. They can make their way around and they'll take control of this room. So what you're going to want to do if you're holding office is basically maybe make some head holes here. You can bring like a mirror, you know, reinforce this, place a mirror on this wall. Feet holes potentially to slow them down. There's a number of different things you can do here, but you want to make it quite hard for the attackers to push this room since it's going to be vital. So definitely making some footholes in this wall to slow them down. Keeping that breach closed is going to be very important, so you can hold this position. Shoot some feet holes here, see an angle all the way through if anyone's gone through operational. That breach is actually very important to this site. So you can play an aggressive playstyle in this room, but you do have to worry about this window. And of course, if you want to take on head-on gunfights with people here, is quite dangerous, but you can, you know, do a deployable shield setup, slow people from pushing this room. That is quite an extended hold. Or if you want to do it a bit more passive, you can make some footholds here, go to the back of site, hold them like that, put some proximity alarms in there, some dread mines, and just slow down their push. Now over here, like I was saying, is R6. Now there's a wall here, and this is an important wall that you're going to want to open, and I'll come around here and show you why, because we're at the top of mezzanine. This is server hallway. This is a bathroom. These are two entry points for the attackers, both with a balcony outside, and as well as this is another one around here as well. But we have this room here called server. Doesn't look too important from the outside. However, we can extend our 6 room and office into this room, allowing us to get a little bit of an extended hold. So let's start opening a rotate here. So there we have a rotate into Master Office. Now let's do another one here. We should have now a rotate into R6. So there we go. Instead of being limited through a single doorway for a rotation, and I'd probably maybe put a rotation here as well, just so you can get in between this bit and get behind the desk. But you do have to worry if someone gets control of breach, you're gonna get an angle all the way through there. But opening up this hole into server room gives us a big rotation between these two bomb sites, and then that allows us to extend to hold this hallway as well. So, you know, maybe you could place like a shield here, get some footholes here. And I really recommend footholes here, because if they jump in this window over here, that means someone in server or even all the way back at office can hold these footholes. And that means anyone playing around this area, if someone's holding them from that window and they jump in, someone here can hold a little bit of a passive angle like this, while someone in server is holding a crossfire onto that person walking past. So it is quite useful for that. But of course, if you're playing on server, you have to worry about bathroom. Now, just like with that though, if you want to hold bathroom, you can also do footholes on mezzanine. Again, you can do head holes if you want. I am just a fan of footholes personally in the majority of places. But if you want, you can place footholes there. But you might be giving the attackers better angles, because if the attacker's on that balcony and they actually open this wall, for example, they can watch all the way over here at the top of mezzanine, so you're actually giving them quite a good angle. So just be aware, you as a defender, you know, you got to worry about main door here, you got to worry about all this area here. If you're trying to play on these stairs and hold bathroom, it's honestly not going to be the safest position for you. So you come around to R6, and quite interesting about R6 room as well is if you come to this hallway, this is R6 room hallway, you come over here to storage. This is another room which, if you wanted to, you could extend the bomb site out to. So now we've extended our 6th room from here into this bomb site. Now, if you come around here, there's another entry point for attackers at this doorway. You got this hallway here. This is a hallway which leads to the big bridge. As you can see, here is Skybridge. That is the breach on by the mask wall. This is green stairs. So attackers will be pushing this bit and this bit. Again, you can put some footholds here if you wanted to. If you're extending there, put some footholds here. You can watch anyone going through that entry point around there. Slow down their push. Messed up that Shimika launcher there, but you get what I'm trying to do. Because people will push this hallway, but it's just a double-edged sword. You can extend to sight, maybe hold a better angle in there, but that means if you lose this control, attackers will have control of this now. So you can, if you want to, reinforce both of them off, and attackers will get funneled through this doorway, which for some people might be preferred. Reinforce that off, protect that breach, hold this single doorway, you know, extend over here. That means you just do this, you know, come over here, bring Tachanka or anyone, slow them down like that. That might be preferred, but I can definitely see in higher ranks and maybe even Pro League, if this map does go into Pro League, I think it will. You can come over here, do a little bit of an extended hold on the hallway, so you can hold down this bit, and you also get a long angle on this doorway over here. I'm not saying you have to use this exact site setup, however, it just gives you a little bit of depth of what you can do on this top floor. Now here we are in bunks and briefing room. I personally think for the average player, this will be the 3rd bomb site they pick. I don't recommend picking the Armoury bomb site, because I'll show that after this one, because I don't think it's a very good bomb site. I think it's definitely the weakest one in this map, and you know, defense can't really do much in it. So I'd probably say this will be the 3rd bomb site. I can imagine the flow that people will do is top floor, basement, and then this site. However, when we're setting this up, firstly, I highly recommend putting a rotate on this wall. Now, it does depend on what side you want to do it. This is an exterior breach, so keep that in mind. If you want to make a rotate here, it might be preferred, because that means you can also easily watch anyone who comes in the breach, because that means if they have to enter here, they have a direct angle to the left of them, and they also have to worry about the rest of bunks as well. So you got that bit they have to worry about, anyone maybe even in the hallway, anyone hiding here, because you can hide behind this wall. You can actually even get in this little bit, as you can see, and then they have that direct angle beside them. So I do recommend putting it on this side, just so if you're playing all the way in briefing, you can watch anyone who is coming through that breach, you know, just come over here, hold an angle on that. But yes, this is an exterior wall, so you do want to reinforce this wall. Now that that wall's reinforced, there's also another major thing you want to reinforce here. There is a hatch right here, and that hatch is actually up in our 6th room, the site that we were just defending. So you want to come up and reinforce this as well. And as you see, that hatch is reinforced. Now, briefing, this wall depends on how you want to play it. You could do head holes here, so maybe reinforce one of them, even bring a mirror, place them that, because as you can see, if you come around here, there is an entry point for attackers, right? Let's head outside, because if you come around this corner here, this is the breach I was just talking about. We just reinforced it. That is the breach in bunks. So this little area is where attackers are going to be getting the breach. So this is another entry point. They grab breach, they push around here as well, and they go for a funnel onto briefing wall as well. So you can play a mirror window here. You can just reinforce both of them off again, funnel them through a single doorway. And I will say there is a hatch in this room as well. This hatch this time is located in the server room, which I also showed off on the top stairs bomb site. However, it's up to you if you want to reinforce this one. I personally think you may actually want to open this one if you have anyone playing upstairs. That means you can watch anyone pushing the security hallway here. You can also make some holes in the floor, as you can see. You can play some heavy vertical play here. There you go. That's that doorway I was just talking about. So slow down the push from that doorway. Messed up that Shimika launcher again. I'm not really good with the Shimika launcher, as you can see. You get what I'm trying to do, though. There you go. You can do that. You can watch anyone pushing that doorway. And that means if you need to come back to site, you drop this hatch, come back to site right here. So honestly, that actually might be worth opening. Again, completely depends on how you're playing the bomb site. You may want to do a full extensive security, you know, reinforce this wall off, pressure this doorway completely. You can do that. It is quite dangerous, but you can do that if you want. So you may want to reinforce that hatch. However, I feel like this room is just quite a bit dangerous to do that. I would maybe do an upstairs roam like that, play some holes. Now this wall, again, maybe do some footholes on it, because that means anyone playing in security hallway can see the footholes of anyone walks in. You know, if you're coming by yellow stairs, you're coming up, see anyone pushing that. Again, you can do head holes as well, purely up to you. I like to differentiate between head holes and footholes. It doesn't really matter. It just comes down to how comfortable you are with either of them. But again, that means if an attacker, you know, let's say an attacker has that breach, they open the breach, but they do have to worry about defenders shooting them from it. That means if an attacker pushes doorway, they have to worry about vertical control here. Anyone potentially playing this hallway, so they do have to get control of that hallway before they push that, if there's holes or footholes here. And even if they get past that bit, There's an open hatch, which a defender is playing at the top. And then they have to worry maybe about a mirror window here. All of these walls are reinforced. They have to be funneled through a doorway. So you can do a lot with the security room to stop people from pushing. So even if that breach is open or closed, they're going to have to pressure you from these different angles. Because if you come over here, if a defender is playing here, they're going to have to get cleared out from security and stuff like that. If you're just going through the breach, that's pretty much a death wish. Unless the defenders in the site can't hit their shots, you're going to have to clear out a lot of briefing and bunks before you can even walk in that breach. Now, keep this in mind as well. A majority of both of the sites here have vertical. That means if attackers want to clear you out, for the most part, they can take a lot of vert holes here. Pretty much the entirety of briefing has vert holes. Bunks has these little bits which are safe from it. However, it does put you in a bad position if the breach is open. So that is why I do recommend playing vertical here, because as you can see, attackers are going to take this top floor. They're going to play vertical in storage. They're going to play vertical in our 6 room as well. That's why I highly recommend reinforcing that hatch. They're going to play vertical over here. As you can see, we also had that example with this hatch open here. They're going to play vertical in this room. That is security. So as a defender, I do recommend having some upstairs presence, but just remember that attack are going to play quite upstairs heavy as well for this site. So just keep that in mind. Now, the final thing I want to talk about here is briefing wall. Briefing also has a breach. Now, this goes into green hallway, I believe it's called. Sorry, bunk corridor is its official name. I'd probably call this, bottom green, but you want to reinforce this because I'll be honest, I don't want my back exposed as I'm trying to play briefing, because if I personally, the way I've set this up in this example, if I want to play briefing and watch the breach there, maybe hold down security, I want my back to be protected. If, you are playing a different thing, you could open up this wall and hold green hallway, which I think would be very interesting. I'd like to see some pro teams maybe do that and stuff like that, but personally, I'd say the average player, you want to reinforce this wall, bring some wall denial, because if attackers enter this bottom green, here is an entry point for attackers, they get control of green stairs, there's another entry point here, this one's a doorway so they can walk in. They're going to contest this wall and they're going to clear you out of briefing, so this one is quite vital as well in my opinion. Now, the little final bit for this bomb site I will say is if you come around here, this wall actually touches the outside. As you can see, there's no balcony here, so they have to rappel up. But they can play on the roof, maybe breach this wall. So just watch if you're rotating around here, you just don't get hit, because they can open up this wall and get quite a lot of pressure on you. However, that is pretty much a basic setup for this site. I know I say basic, a lot of people this might seem a bit advanced, but this helps you understand all the different stuff you can do on the site. And that's honestly why I love this map. The more you play it, the more you learn it, you realize there's so much room for creativity on this. I know a lot of people are going to look at this map and be quite daunted at first, but honestly, now that I understand the layout of the map and I'm like thinking about little strats like this, honestly, I'm enjoying it so much and I think it's perfect. Now, here we are in Armoury and weapon maintenance. Now, I'd abbreviate this name to probably maintenance. I know a lot of you would abbreviate to weapon. However, considering this room's Armoury, I don't want to accidentally confuse my teammates. If I say, oh, there's one in weapons room or something like that, or there's one in weapons, they're going to be seeing all these guns on the walls and they're going to be like, oh, there's one in this room. I'd call this one Armoury and I'd call this one maintenance. But I probably think this is the worst bomb site in the map, and I'll explain why. So you have this wall here. This is a vital wall. We'll call this one, rainbow wall if you want. I know it's not the exact colors of a rainbow, but it's got like a no input HDMI being projected on top of it. So it sort of makes the reinforcement look like that, which is quite fun. I kind of like that. Now, you're going to probably want to reinforce that because we have an entry point here. Another entry point for the attackers here. This is range exit, this room, and this is range booth. There's another doorway here as well. So entry point for attackers. You can extend as a defender here. You might be playing your life though, because attackers can push from that bit. So if there's a defender playing in this room, because there's nowhere else for them to go, that's all hard. There's no holes above either. So if you're a defender in this room, you're probably going to play your life, because there's going to be a lot to pressure to put on you there, because attackers can enter here and it can also hold you from that window. So this bit is honestly very attacker heavy, so it will be quite dangerous for you to play as a defender. And you've got this breach here. Again, just like the other bomb site, I recommend making a hole potentially close to the breach just so you can watch anyone walking in. Just like that, get some tight angles on them. Head holes, stuff like that. So you can play quite far back Armoury. There's a hallway around here, as you can see. So you want to reinforce this wall as well. Or footholes, again, comes down to personal preference on how you want to hold this. But there's another, congestion point there. Attackers will have to push around this doorway or grab that breach. And again, another entry point. Another entry point at the top of that staircase here. Another entry point here. And this leads you to the basement, so they can take basement control, enter through the basement, push up, and come around and push here. So footholes here, honestly, might be a bit ideal for you. There is another wall here. This is the medical room. So again, that's another thing. If you want to extend to medical, You could do some interesting things here. You want to, so there's a doorway here. This leads you into medical hallway. This is like bottom green where we were talking about a minute ago. You know, here's the briefing bomb site we're just talking about. So you come around here, you got medical. You can extend here if you want. Leads you around to this reception hallway. There's sort of the main door. Above us is the upstairs bomb site where we were talking about a second ago. You've got that main door that people enter here. You've got this little half wall. Come around, go to a maintenance door. You've got one hatch there that leads to the upstairs, and you've got a hatch here which leads to basement as well. Now, on paper, it does seem like you can do a lot with this bomb site. I think it is quite well designed. I think it is quite interesting. However, I'll show you the major flaw in this bomb site, which I just think makes it pretty hard to defend. And that is this room, the operational room. Now, here's the hatch I was just talking about. I'm going to probably want to reinforce this hatch because this leads directly into the bomb site. But the reason why I just think this site is very hard to defend is because this is the shooting range spawn point. Remember when I was talking about the top floor, I said you had this operational room? Well, all of this is soft, right? So that means right here, there is that breach we were talking about. Attackers can easily get an angle on that breach. Throw a ram, all that is open. There's no way they're going to defend that wall, so you can get that wall open quite easily. But just look how much vertical there is here. There's so much. This whole bit is vertical. So there's pretty much entire vertical all the way through maintenance. So attackers can take this relatively easy because I was talking about how hard it is to hold operational as a defender. So attackers get control of this. They have entire vert play over the entire maintenance bomb site. As you can see, there's that doorway from reception right there. You can actually hold that doorway as well from this vert angle. So there's so much soft capabilities in this room. Every single bit here is destructible. So the fact that you can get pretty oppressive vertical angles on top of the maintenance bomb site this fast into the round, like there's pretty much no risk here. If you know that that hallway's clear, you can just make holes here, ram it, bucket, sledge it. There's the breach. If defenders want to take you out from the outside, you've got this doorway. This was at the top of that staircase. I'll go down quickly to show you. Remember we were talking about it a second ago. You know, here is Armoury. You come up here. Now if defenders want to, you know, contest you there, there's not really much they can do because there's a wall block like that. By the time they run out, they're spotted. You may not even be there. You may even be already in the room, so they can just swing you. So you're not really going to get them by surprise that much from that angle. So it is quite safe here for an attacker, and they can just get a bunch of vertical play without much map control in general. All they got to do is kind of worry about this hallway, and that's pretty much it. They have control of the upstairs vertical play for the entire weapon maintenance bomb site. You see? So I think that makes this site quite weak because then they can grab the breach quite easily, hold vertical control, go for a plant on this doorway. If you want to play as a defender here, they can get vertical control of you as well. So I wouldn't plant in the breach because they will have angles from Armoury, but I feel like as an attacker, you open up vert, you open up this breach to hold a cross angle, and, you know, smoke it off, and you go for a plant here. Quite easy, you win the round. So that's why I do think this is the weakest bomb site in this map, purely because how easy it is for attackers to get vertical control without quite, you know, not having a lot of map control in general. So personally, I don't recommend picking this bomb site. Right, so here we have the basement bomb site. I think people will either pick this as their first option or their second option. This is a massive basement, I will say that. Out of all the maps in the game, this is a really big basement. We have this staircase over here. This is filtration room, entry point for attackers. This is blue stairs. Up here, this is the hallway we were just defending. In here is weapon maintenance. Here's that staircase I was talking about with that entry point. Sort of get to grips with this map, you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. Here is that hatch I was talking about. Now, you probably want to reinforce this hatch if you're defending this site. Again, this room, a lot of vertical play for the downstairs bomb site. And I know you're probably thinking, well, didn't I not just say the other room had vertical play? Why is this basement so good if this has this much vertical play? That is because the attackers have to get quite a decent amount of map control before they can play vertical here. The other site, they didn't. They could just do it from the outside. But yes, here is the staircase as you go down. Now, there is a wall here. Do footholes or reinforce it. I think footholes would be quite oppressive because that means if they have to walk down the stairs, they have to worry about this, and you can get them from all the way at the back of the bomb site. You can also watch if anyone hops in that window, so I'd probably do footholes here. There's that hatch we reinforce. This wall, we're going to open it up because we can rotate between sites. So this is lab. This is one of the two bomb sites, and this is lab support. I don't know if I'd call this one lab support and this one just lab. Just call this support. lab, support, lab, okay? Because I feel like having, I do think this is quite confusing. You know, I do think it's a great map. I think the naming here is quite confusing. I feel like having the word lab in both bomb sites will confuse people. I kind of wish this one was just called support, but you know, we'll abbreviate it to support. Kind of wish they would remove that from the name so people don't get confused. So besides support, we have stockroom, entry point right here for attackers again. There isn't a direct spawn point around here. I believe they do have to make their way around. I believe the spawn point is over this way, and there's also one if you come around here all the way over that way. So it isn't a direct push, so they do have to make their way around to it. They can hold an angle from up there, so I don't recommend swinging it because you will get shot from these angles. But this is definitely going to be an angle where you're going to have to worry about, because you can do stuff like that, but there's like little tight bits here, so, and you can't really do much from it. There is verticals you can make here, and I believe that is, let me ping it, see if I'm right. That is reception. Yes, I'm right. That is like the main lobby. So you can do that, but for the most part, attack will have some stuff to work with here, but they have to worry about that doorway, stuff getting thrown over, and of course this is the bomb site right here. And this little bit where we made footholes, you can also walk around this little bit, and this connects to 2 rooms as well. So you have that main rotate we made, and these 2 little rooms which connect it as well. Now over here we have the toxin room. If we go around here, this takes us to that little stock room that we were just talking about as well. There is a hatch in this room. This is in the main reception lobby. If I can open this up, you'll see where we are. Oh, I'm really struggling to open it up. There you go. That is like the main reception lobby. So the front door is just around there. And I can imagine a lot of attackers will push this hatch. Now, you might want to reinforce this wall. I've not given this exact strat a try, so I don't know if you want to do that, but you could open this up so you can extend the toxin, just watch people doing that. Or if you want to reinforce it, again, it is your preference. So that is quite an interesting room, because if you come from toxin, over here you have missile, and this is when we get into quite the big warehouse bit of the basement. We'll sort of take it slow here. You've got missile. Again, you have another wall here, as you can see. That is warehouse there, okay? That is defender territory. I know this may look like it is attackers over here, but this is defense territory. This massive thing is defense. But this is that missile room. This is the staircase by yellow. If we come up here, this is the security room. Again, this is the bomb site. Remember, we were defending it. If you can remember, here's briefing. So if you come over here to this hallway, you go down this staircase. This will take you to the left is missile wall. So you could, I would recommend maybe, again, footholes or head holes here to catch anyone. But then again, you also have to worry if you're giving people angles from warehouse. But I don't think you should be playing in missile as a defender. Again, depends on how you want to play it, but I think it's quite dangerous. But you've got that room. You've got this hallway. Over here, you have lockers, which connects into lab. Again, it's another soft wall here. Don't know if you want to reinforce this one. It's up to you. Honestly, I feel like this bomb site can allow you to reinforce it or make head holes. I feel like it is quite creative in that. We have more soft walls over here, and we lead into this barrels room, which also leads into electrical. This is the outside here. You can actually get an angle from all the way over there. So if you're, let's say you're a defender, right? This is the bottom of blue stairs, I believe it's called. Hold up, let me verify. Yes, blue stairs. This is that window I was talking about. Remember, we have the footholes. If you want to, you can hold that window. You can stop anyone pushing into electrical. So that is quite an interesting little peek there. But electrical itself, you have walls here. Again, I'd recommend footholes in this one. Probably not head holes. Slow down their push in here. Barrels, there's an entry point around here. A little window. So if they push in, take barrels controllers, for example. They push into lockers. You can watch them from there. Maybe reinforce that. Have some angles there. But I do recommend footholes here. Definitely footholes. So you have lockers. Here's that long hallway. Now, this is the big warehouse I'm talking about. This wall you can reinforce because you probably might want to do a warehouse extend to slow down the entire push this side. So you reinforce warehouse wall, get that all closed off. Again, this is probably one of the biggest basement bomb sites in Rainbow Six Siege. This door over here is an entry point. Show you what it looks like from the outside. There's a spawn point around here. People will come around this corner. There's that breach we just reinforced from the outside. People will spawn, you know, over that way as well. They can come around here. They come around this bit. This is actually a spawn peak I use. I catch people coming there. And I also catch them walking around this bit because this is a reception. The reception door is just around that corner. So people will come, they'll walk around, get them there. But this is the big warehouse that you can find. So if you want to extend, reinforce these walls, watch that doorway. You've also got to worry about barrels window over here. If anyone pushes in electrical room, have someone watch the feet hole so they can slow down their push. This means if you have warehouse control, you can stop people from pushing yellow. That means you have missile in this hallway in control. Warehouse itself doesn't really have any vertical play as far as I'm aware. Neither does barrels by the looks of it. Neither does electrical. Lockers does, if I'm not wrong, as you can see. And above us is the briefing room bomb site, which we mentioned previously. Remember, that was the second bomb site I showed off in this video. So that is briefing there. Lab, again, there is a lot of vertical play you can do. We've got medical room and security room above us here, and lab support also has vertical play, and this is the armory room. So both of the first floor bomb sites look directly onto the basement. You know, you got medical around this way, sorry. You got armory there. You got medical and security this way. If you come over into lockers as well, you've got I believe this is briefing room. So yeah, you've got a lot of vertical play to play in this basement. You've got a hatch over in toxin, and you've also got a hatch over in support as well. You've got entry points around there. You've got a staircase over there. You've got blue staircase over this way. You've also got bottom yellow stairs as you come over to here in warehouse. I know this does look quite confusing, but the more you understand it, the more you play it, the more you get it. So that's yellow stairs. So that's one staircase over there, another staircase over here. You have an entry point over there. You've got a double breach over here. You've got the barrels entry, which is touching the electrical entry as you come around here. That's the one with the footholes. That funnels into lockers, which eventually funnels into the hallway and the lab bomb site. So this is quite a big basement. However, I think it has a lot of room for creativity, and I think it is personally just a very interesting site. And I think this map is honestly so fun to play. So yeah, be sure to let me your thoughts in the comment section below about all these little tips I've gave for each bomb site in Lair. Hopefully this video helps you understand the map a little bit better and how to defend it. Maybe I'll make an attacker guide. Of course, attacking is just quite hard in this game compared to defense, if we're going to be honest. So hopefully this did help though, and really hope you guys stick with this map. Don't throw it away too fast, because it is actually a very fun map, and I think there's a lot of room for creativity, and I think it just allows a lot of siege to be siege. So sure, let me know your thoughts, subscribe for more, drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. I shall catch you all later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.